Hey everybody, welcome to the Generic Trial channel. This is going to be a special interview with Joni Portwood. Hope everyone's doing well and thanks for tuning in. Hey, hey Joni, thanks for coming up. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm doing fine, thank you.
Okay, good. So I just wanted to talk to you about the property because I'm kind of fascinated by it. What was the reason why you decided to go ahead and buy a property?
Well, I wanted to have a place. I figured if I was going to live in an RV and be a nomad, I would like to have an address to be able to renew my vehicle and do my legal stuff with the legal address. I wouldn't have to worry about using someone else's address. And if I break down on the road as a nomad, I would have a piece of property to park my RV while I'm repairing it or getting it fixed, and I wouldn't have to spend a lot of money trying to find a campground or whatever like that if I was in the area. So that was part of it. But also, if I wanted to fix the house or put a trailer there, or put an RV there, I could live there on the property if I wanted to.
Oh, okay. I was actually wondering why you decided to purchase the land first instead of getting yourself an RV and then becoming a nomad. But that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So how does it? I mean, how does it feel being a real owner of your own land? Is it exciting?
Yeah, it is. And it's exciting and it makes me feel, especially that I paid cash for the property,
Hmm.
that makes me feel like I have something. All I have to do is pay property tax. I don't have to worry about mortgages and stuff like that.
Yeah. Is the property tax a lot, or is it low because the house
It's
isn't
not
like
worth
livable?
it's not worth a whole lot. The property tax was pretty low when
Hmm.
it was paid last year. So it's not, but when I improve the house, I'm sure it'll make the property
Yeah, of course it will. Yeah,
value.
once the city assessor comes down. So what's the house? What's how big is the house?
The house is not very big. The original house was built without a bathroom, but the original house is 670 square feet. It's
Uh
like
huh.
a small 2 bedroom house,
Yeah.
and but someone built onto the house and built an addition onto the house, and that added a few more couple hundreds more square feet. With the addition on the house, it's 984 square feet. The house is so it's just under 1,000 square feet, but it had four. With the addition, it has 4 bedrooms and a living room and a kitchen and a little dining room. It had so in a small house like that. So,
Oh wow! So
but,
it's four bedrooms. What was the reason why it didn't have a bathroom?
well, it was built out in the country, way out in the
Uh huh.
country, and it was built back in the early '70s or something like that, or
Yeah.
whenever it was built. And basically, I guess they didn't put a bathroom in the original. They didn't have any city water. They just had a
Yeah.
cistern. You know what a cistern is?
Like a septic tank.
But it holds fresh water.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and you can use your rainwater and your gutters to collect water for your fresh water use and stuff
Uh huh.
before they actually ran city water out to that area.
Okay,
But
because when I was a kid growing up, I used to live in I grew up in England, of course, and I used to live in what was called a terrace house. If you like Google terrace houses or Google Coronation Street, it's kind of like a whole street of houses, and they're all kind of joined together. And I remember we had this neighbor when I was growing up, and she was an elderly lady. Um, her her husband died in World War II, and she just never got remarried. And she lived in this house, and it probably hadn't changed at all much. And she didn't have a bathroom at all. She had
oh
no,
wow,
she had no plumbing. I mean, the head toilet was in a shed outside. Because these terrace houses were built in Victorian times, so you see a lot of the Victorian houses like factories built them. So like shoemakers in a place called Northampton would live in these terrace houses, or ship workers or dock work. They were built to house work. Yeah, they were built to house workers. Just kind of ram them all together. All kind of next to each other. And
Yeah.
yeah, she never had a bathroom. She had to go to her brother's house once a week for a bath. I mean,
Oh wow. Yeah.
yeah. But can you imagine in the cold snow having to go outside to pee? Because like
It would
all
be
these toilets, yeah,
bad.
that's where the toilets were. The toilets were outside in the yard, next to a coal shed where you would keep the coal.
Yeah,
Because like
that's pretty interesting. That's really
yeah,
cool.
because
I
like
thought
when
those.
go ahead.
I think I've seen the pictures and videos of those British streets are really kind of like they're it's pretty there. It has pretty land
Yeah,
cities where you have your cobblestone streets. It just really
yeah,
looks has an old look to it. Just like a really old. You know.
and that's what these houses were like. They had cobblestone streets, and
Yeah.
if you ever look at if you ever heard of there's a British soap called Coronation Street, and that kind of has cobblestone still. Let me see if I can show you a picture. Let me see if I can show you a picture really quick as well. But yeah, it's really weird. Being in a country and these people not having a bathroom because I found it kind of found it weird. It happens this side of the pond too.
Yeah.
That people didn't have bathrooms and stuff as well. It's kind of but
Yeah.
yeah, the old cobblestones are definitely weird. So
Yeah,
I'm
they
gonna
are.
share I'm gonna share my screen really quick, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna show you. There we go. So this is Coronation Street here, and that's
Oh,
like a
okay.
TV. That's a TV set they use for a soap opera in England. So like
Hmm.
unlike Days of Our Lives, they actually film these soaps and sets, and they use
Uh-huh.
outdoors to kind of make it a little bit more realistic.
Yeah.
So if you look there, you can see all the houses are kind of all next to each other,
Yeah.
and that's what's called a terrace house, and they all had
Oh,
like
that's pretty
chimneys.
cool.
They all had chimneys. I mean, it's just they were built in city areas, kind of building a lot of houses in a small in a kind of a small space. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
pretty
it was kind of,
interesting.
but yeah, it was kind of yeah, but that's a terrace house. So. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of, but yeah, it's definitely cool. You owning your own property, and
Hmm.
I can definitely see you. I mean, I could definitely. I know you're good at your handiwork. You made Elvis Travels that cup holder. I know you're pretty good at fixing stuff up. So, how long? I mean, what's the plans with the house?
Um, I'd like to now that I've had the when I bought the house, I never planned on being able to fix the house, but
Mhm.
the guy that lived there before um had died and he was working on the property and he tore out the back wall because it was kind of rotten and so it kind of left the whole back wall open. So when I bought the property, the first thing I started doing was rebuilding the back wall, and I finished the back wall and put the back wall in the house. And so
Oh
I
wow.
did that. And so what I have left to do, and I patched the roof a little bit because it had a few leaks, and I finished that. Eventually I'm going to put a tin roof on it, but I have to I think I have to rewire the house and put new electrical wiring in it and then put the paneling back in the walls, but and I want to fix the house, and you can use the house and live off grid out in the country sometimes. Live without electricity or whatever until you get it electrified. You can actually live off grid in some electrical areas in some of these rural areas. So
Hmm.
um and so they really don't in this county they don't have any zoning or planning, and they're not going to have any kind of building inspector usually to inspect your uh, remodeling. So they're not very bad about that remodel and having to have a permit and all that stuff. So that's
Oh
part of the
wow.
reason I bought the property in the area I did was
Hmm.
because they're not real strict in the county about having to have permits and stuff. A lot of people just repair things and just do stuff.
Oh wow, is it? And it's in the Is it like in the middle of nowhere?
I'm sorry, what?
Is it in the middle of nowhere?
Kind of. It's just in a really small town, kind of a rural county, really rural county, and it's pretty close to where I live at. My mom lives at, but I can still drive to work and go to work from there. I can still have a job and
Oh
work.
cool.
There's
Hmm.
still some things around, and I can still get to a job or working and whatever like that. So, but
Oh cool.
but yeah,
So,
there's two next door neighbors. I have two neighbors, a house on one side of me and a house on the other side of me. But
uh-huh.
there's a creek across the street, so they can't put a house across the street. That's good. Then
Oh
right
wow.
behind me is a really steep hill
Hmm.
and stuff. So and that so I won't have to deal with somebody right behind me. So I bought the property because there's already a house there and it already has a legal address to it. So
Uh-huh.
I wanted something with a legal address that's already there. And if you if you get a raw piece of land, I think to have an address, you got to be able to um, have a structure to get an address. I believe. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Some places are different, but
Well,
you
I know like when I've been looking at places before. I've been doing a little bit of googling because like I was obsessed with this town I seen in Arizona called Doolin Springs, and it's just a kind of weird place, but I liked it. And it's like a desert place, and it's a little bit civilized, but there's a lot of desert lots for sale over there too, and they just have the
hmm
addresses as lot 215. So I believe you could still get a mail if you just put lot 215. I mean, I guess you'd
oh,
have to
that's
pick it
pretty
up.
cool.
You'd have to pick it. I don't know whether you would have to pick it up at the post office because unless you could put a
Yeah,
mailbox on lot 215, so and so
yeah.
street, for example. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it's an interesting thing. So, have you found any cool stuff in the house? Antiques, crazy, weird stuff?
Well, the people that were there, some people that owned it before me, there
Hmm.
is the back corner of the property. They took everything out of the house and dumped it in the back corner of the property and made it like a landfill or a dumping area in the back of the property.
Uh
And
huh.
I went through it and I found some dishes,
Oh wow!
quite a few dishes and stuff. And I found a little statue of Elvis Presley.
How iconic finding a statue of Elvis Presley.
Yeah. There was actually clothes and stuff
Hmm.
like that out there in that dumping area. But I'm gonna have to get a dumpster
Yeah,
delivered to me so I can take all that stuff and clean it up and clean the property up.
yeah.
So I'll eventually do that. I'm looking for a job right now, but
Oh
when I
cool.
get a job, I'm gonna start. It'll help me to get stuff going.
Definitely get stuff going. I mean, would
Mm.
you ever plan to knock the house down and just put like a modular home or a trailer on the property?
Yeah, I thought of that and it was possible, but then I looked and I saw
Hmm.
that it still costs money to dump all the to have
Yeah.
a have a someone with a bulldozer to knock it down, and then you have to dispose of the materials, and then
Hmm.
it actually, if you pull a mobile home and set up a mobile home, it actually costs quite a bit of money to even move a mobile home. So I actually kind of like the idea, little old houses, just like if you were in England, some of these really old houses in the countryside,
Hmm.
like cottages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've seen some of these little stone cottages and stuff like that. I thought it would be cool to be like that, just kind of like a little rustic cottage or something like that. And when I do fix it, I can it kind of has a romanticism to an old house.
Yeah.
Something kind of that's not perfect, something that's kind of, you know what I mean, old looking.
Yeah. But yeah, I
So
mean, yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
I thought it would probably be cheaper just to fix this house, I guess, than to get another one.
That makes sense. That makes sense. It
Yeah,
definitely,
hold on
it
just a minute. Let me
definitely,
get rid of this person.
no problem. Well, everybody, thanks for
Okay,
listening to
I'm back.
Generic 12 channel. We got Joni Portwood live for an interview on. Hope everyone's doing well, and thank you for listening. We do appreciate your support to the Generic 12 channel.
Okay. Okay, we're here.
Okay, welcome back. But yeah. So what? Yeah, so yeah, it's been really cool. It's really cool talking to you about the house. I wanted to say how much. I was gonna ask you as well. Do you think the house is haunted, or have you experienced any paranormal activity at the house? With it being
No,
old, you
not
know.
really so far. I haven't so far.
hmm I mean, does it?
But
I
I
mean, yeah.
would think, yeah,
So go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
it's okay. What I would like to say I was planning on doing is the addition onto the house. That was put on the house needs work, so I knew it's going to cost a lot of money to fix the house with the addition onto the house. So what I
Yeah.
was thinking of doing is just tearing down the addition and keeping just the original house and putting the bathroom in the original part of the house, to make it cheaper to repair it,
Yeah.
because if you repair a full size house, it'll cost a lot of money. But if you find something really small to repair, it's
hmm
a lot less materials to have to work with, and a lot less supplies to have to buy and purchase. So if I get a really small house, work on just the original part of the house, the 600 and something square feet, then it'll make it quicker that I can actually get the house, fixed in.
And that's a decent size just for you too.
Yeah, it is. 2 bedrooms.
Yeah. 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, and a kitchen.
Yeah.
Does that include a lounge and a dining room, or would you just do the lounge and lounge and dining room as one room?
Yeah, I guess so. The kitchen will probably be small, and
Yeah.
I'll maybe have a dining area in the living room. So I've seen some houses that have like a dining area that's actually in the living room. So
Yeah.
then I can just have my 2 bedrooms and a little bathroom. I got
Yeah.
a bathtub that was actually really cheap. A really cheap bathtub online and on Market Facebook. And I got that, and I'm just collecting more stuff to kind of put it all back together. It's already got a septic system.
Oh, cool.
That's already
So,
there.
oh, good. So, yeah. So you can do a lot of stuff on the cheap and
Yeah,
do
it's
it and
true.
do it and do it yourself, and that will save so much. That will
Mhm.
save so much money too.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have any friends who can help you, like electricians or plumbers, or is it going to be all done? Is it going to be all done by you?
Well, the electric before they can turn on the electric, they have to inspect it.
Yeah.
So I'll have to have a professional to inspect the electric. I don't know anybody. I think
Yeah.
my neighbor might know somebody who's an electrician, that can
Yeah.
help me. And so
Yeah, yeah, because
and
sometimes it's always good to know people, or have a
that's
friend who
true.
can do stuff and get mates. What we call mates, where the friend will do it cheap for you, or
Yeah.
or get stuff at cost price and wholesale price.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing to be able to know people.
And kind of networking. When once you network, get to know people. They've got this skill, they've got this skill, and you can say, hey, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
As long as you don't take advantage for you and stuff, which is which
Yeah,
is
that's
kind of cool.
true.
So have you made
One
have you made any? So go ahead.
I just the only bad thing I've had second thoughts about living in an RV would be if I didn't have a place to go. It's just kind of scary to be broken down at nighttime in an RV. You don't have nowhere to park at. If you're broken down, I don't like being broke down and stuck.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense too. I mean,
But
it's a it's an. I'm sure it will be interesting living in an RV, but I guess it's kind of scary too. I mean, I don't know how Elvis Travels has done it for so long,
Yeah,
but
but
he.
yeah, that's true. He's had pretty good luck with his vehicles. Not having breakdowns.
I mean, he's had a couple of breakdowns on the road when he's been on the way, but he's had to spend the Lisa Marie was in such bad shape. He's had to spend the last few winters in Chicago.
Yeah, he has for sure.
I mean,
But yeah,
he's been he's got himself a new RV now. It looks nice. He's finally been working. He stopped the e-begging, and now he's gone to Arizona for the summer.
yeah. No, it looks like he's having quite a bit of fun there.
Yeah, I just wish he would just do some videos though,
Yeah,
because
some videos. Put a YouTube
because
channel back up.
yeah, because I just put his videos up because there's people want me to put them up because there's people he still has he still has his fans, whether the
Yeah, I think he
trolls,
does for sure.
whether the trolls or people who hate him. I just put his videos up because people want to see him, and I kind of just put his lives up in just one in just one place so they can all find him and review him and see how he's doing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I do it. It's just out of request and demand because I used to troll Elbow quite a while back ago. He came up on my
Mm-hmm.
panel. We had an interesting chat. Yeah, I was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was you. I mean, he said you told me about him. You told him about me, and I appreciate that because he came
Yeah,
up. He came up, and I was surprised. I couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah, a little bit starstruck. Kind of,
yeah,
it kind of just hit me. I just didn't know what the hell to say, to be honest. But
oh yeah.
that's why. That's why I'm glad he came up. But I'm just trying to move. I'm just trying to move a little bit more away from trolling. I do a little bit of trolling sometimes, but I'm kind of more wanting to build my channel up a little bit more. And I just enjoy speaking to people, and and that's what I'm enjoying doing more is just speaking to people rather than trolling. And that's why I'm trying to build my panel up by doing interviews, doing lives, making my little shorts and silly videos, and that's that's the way I'm doing it. So have you made any more new videos or any new videos about the house or anything? Or is it too cold
I
to be
guess
going down?
I've kind of had some second thoughts about making a lot of videos about the house because
Hmm.
I don't want any, but I didn't want anybody to I just want to I guess try to be careful as to what I put out there on the internet.
Yeah.
So just thinking about how I could do it without
Hmm.
letting people know everything. I don't want to give people things they can look up about me and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There we go.
Always,
Yeah,
oh, the phones always go off when you're on panel.
yeah, that's true. I'm gonna have to find a
It
way to.
always, it always happens. So what's the plan? So what's the plans for your channel? Any new content or anything?
Yeah, I'd like to. If I don't always travel, I can do videos of local content.
Hmm.
Like I did a short walk through downtown in my hometown.
Hmm.
And so I I think that yeah, I think I'd like to do some local
Yeah.
tourism,
Uh
in
huh.
my local area. Maybe try some stuff in my local area.
So is there much to do where you live in in Kentucky?
There's quite a few restaurants, there's quite a few restaurants and movie theater. There's some historic places, historic houses, and historic properties for touring. I guess I could do some of that stuff, the historic stuff, like some of these historic,
Yeah.
places and stuff like that.
Because that'll be cool. That'll be cool. That'll be cool too. You showing all that, you showing all the historic stuff and all the local stuff and everything else. I know it's a little bit.
Yeah.
I know it's a little bit too cold with it being winter at the moment to make content.
Hmm.
I mean, I haven't. I
But
mean, I haven't been anywhere. I haven't really been anywhere exciting myself. I haven't been back to England for quite a few years because of COVID. So the only exciting places I've been to is Las Vegas, and then I went
oh,
to,
that's good.
and then I went to a
Hmm.
concert. I went to a concert in Atlanta, and that was about it. I ain't been nowhere. I ain't been nowhere exciting. But I did love Vegas though. It was like being on the Rosie O'Kelly show,
Oh
visiting the
yeah.
set, visiting the set. Unfortunately, Rosie wasn't in Vegas when I was there, but
Oh yeah.
I did get to have a prime rib at one of the places where Rosie recommended, which was the California Hotel and Casino. Because like when Rosie
Hmm.
first used to stream, it was like Rosie used to say it was like $9.99 for a prime rib dinner with a salad and a dessert. I thought, hell, that sounds cheap. Then I was gonna go, and then COVID started, and then Vegas started shutting down as well- as Rosie was on. So I
Yeah.
had to cancel my flight and just outlive COVID for now until shit reopened, which
Yeah.
eventually it did.
Where did you say you live at?
I'm originally from England. I'm originally from near Liverpool, but
Mm.
I'm on the East Coast in the States.
Oh,
So
that's good.
yeah, I don't want to say too much right because I end up I don't want to get dogs. So
Oh, I know
people
what you mean.
people doing all these swatting calls and all that
Hey, you
other
know
stuff.
something? Did you see? There's a certain person that got a hard time last night.
Who was that? Tina? Oh,
Bergs.
oh no, I didn't know. I'm not listening to Bex once. I know what happened.
Somebody called pizzas, delivered pizzas to his house when he was live, and
Oh my
then
god.
and then they somebody called the fire department, and a bunch of fire trucks showed up at his house while he was live.
That's ridiculous. Now
Crazy,
this,
isn't it?
I mean, this whole shit. I mean, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say it again because my viewers know that this whole shit is nothing but a waste of time, because you've got all these pizza delivery guys. They're college kids trying to earn money for college. They use
Yeah,
no own cars. The cars are all bangers. They're probably they're trying to study. Make their life a lot better, and just wasting resources. And it's the same as the fire department, CPS calls, police calls. Those first responders. What if there's a big disaster and a big emergency and someone dies because some dickheads called them, and they're there, and they don't need to be there. They need to be at the other place. I just hate I just hate all this shit. It's just a big waste. I just hate all this shit. It's just a big waste of resources.
yeah, it is for sure. I mentioned there'd be jail time for somebody who calls a false
It should
call like
be.
that. Don't you
It
think?
should be. It
Yeah,
should be. It should be jail time for false CPS calls. I believe it's a federal offense doing all these swatting calls anyway. But they need to.
yeah,
They need to crack down on this shit, and they need to end it.
yeah. They do for sure.
They really do.
When I was in school, there was a couple of bomb threats in the school. When you were going to school in England, did they ever have any bomb threats in the school? Some people calling bomb threats
Yeah,
and stuff.
it happened. It happened. It happened in my primary school, which is what you guys call elementary school, the first school I ever went to. When I was a kid,
Yeah,
we used to get bomb threats there, and they had to evacuate us and move us from one building to the other building because
yeah,
of the bomb threats. But I grew up, I grew up in the 1980s in England, and then one year, one year I was in Liverpool, and they were on an IRA bomb alert, so they had armed police out on the streets, in the shops, and in the shopping area and stuff. It was kind of weird. And
yeah.
one day, I was at my old job in England. I was on the phone to an insurance company, and they were based in the city of Manchester in England. And I'm on the phone to them, and I heard this big bang, and they didn't know what it was. And then later on, I heard it was actually an IRA bomb going off in the city centre of Manchester, which is
Oh,
about
yeah.
yeah, which is about 30 or 40 miles away. And then another
Yeah.
friend I knew, he was there the day an IRA bomb went off in the town where he lived. So, and then I had a friend in London. She lived in the east of London, in an area called E14, called Poplar. And there was a big IRA bomb went off in Canary Wharf, and their front door blew off.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. I
So
heard
yeah,
about the IRA. What the IRA is?
yeah, Irish. Yeah, it's the Irish Republican Army.
Yeah.
So what they are, they're like, so there's like, you got Ireland and you got Northern Ireland, and Northern Ireland's a few counties that want to remain British, and then the Irish Republicans want that land back, and they want a united Ireland, and they wanted Ireland to be one whole country. So
Yeah.
it's all political and religious based. It's kind of like all the Republic of Ireland is a Catholic country, and then all the Northern Ireland are all Protestants because UK, even the UK used to be a Catholic country, but when Henry VIII wanted his divorce from his many wives, he kind of told the Catholic Church to piss off and started his own church, and
Oh yeah.
that's how divorce became legal in England. That's
Hmm.
it.
That's
That's it.
interesting.
That's it in just a nutshell. But
Okay.
yeah, and then what happened is, so like like you have the Pope who's the head of the Catholic Church.
Uh huh.
Well, King Charles the Third now. He's the head of the church in England, Church of it. So sometimes you hear Church of England. It's basically Protestants because they can have they don't follow the Catholic lifestyle to to take they can divorce, and basically they can wear contraception, and they're kind of anti-Catholic too in a way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
That's interesting.
but yeah, but that's that one. But yeah, I remember bomb. Yeah, we had bomb skates and bomb threats. I've been in a few myself, to be honest.
Yeah.
Scary times, scary times.
Yeah, it is.
Especially with all these terrorist attacks going on in London too. I remember being on a train going to the airport in London. It was like a week. It was about a week after all these bombs were going on. I didn't feel safe, to be honest, but I just wanted to carry on and go on. I was going to the airport, going on vacation, so I was staying
Hmm.
off Spain for a couple of weeks. But yeah, definitely scary times.
Yeah, that's true.
So, what's your plans for this week? Anything fun planned?
Well, there's a job that I've applied for, and I think they're going to give me the job, but I'm just a little bit. It's just a really long drive to get over to the job. It's like
Okay.
35 miles one way, and I'm
Yeah.
just kind of because of the uh,
Yeah.
caring for injured people and stuff like that. But it's uh, it's not very much money, and it's a long drive.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, yeah. Well, hopefully you can take that for now until you find something better. Because they always say it's easier to find a job when you have a job,
Yeah.
and I find that to be true. I find that to be true as well. Because I left my job of 7 years to go and work for their competitors because they offered me better terms and conditions and exactly what I wanted it to be. So I said, "Yep, I'll take it," and that's what I did.
That's good.
I'm doing
Mhm.
I'm doing exactly the same job, same trade, whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
same job role, but just working for
Mhm.
that, just working for a competitor company.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
But yeah, it's just like but it's always nice. It's always a nice feeling when you can just go from one job to another job. Just give
Yeah.
just give you notice in and say, hey, I got a new job. I'm going. Bye bye.
Yeah.
It's good. I only gave them 2 days notice, but there was a reason why I just wanted to get out as quick as I wanted to get out as quick as I could too. So
Yeah.
yeah, but because it's like one of those things. In most states in America, employment is what's called at will employment. They can just fire you for any reason as long as it's not discrimination. As long as it's not discriminationary. They can say, hey, you're fired for poor performance, or hey, you're fired, and that's it. We don't need you no more. You're gone. So
Yes,
but why give an employer 2 weeks notice when they can only give you they can just fire you on the spot.
that's true. They can do that. That makes sense.
Yeah. If they fired you for just they fired you because they were being doing retaliation or being discrimination against you, then it's another you've got a lawsuit against them. So,
Yeah, that's true.
but as long as they do it, we aren't as long as you do it with the book, they say, yeah, we don't need you no more. You're fired. That's
Hmm.
all. That's all they have to do. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of I find it's kind of weird how I think the employment law in America is a little bit more backwards, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think it covers. I think it tends to be more for the employer compared to the employee. So, like,
Hmm.
for example, in most of Europe, you get like 5 or 6 weeks vacation by law. They have to give you that vacation. It's
Hmm.
normal. It's normal to get a lot of vacation time in Europe, but because it's not law in America, it like say a certain political party will say, hey, you don't, hey, well, we'll let the employers decide on vacation time. Well, if they don't have to give it, then they're not gonna give you it because they don't
Yeah,
have
that's
to.
true. Yeah,
And
exactly.
in a capitalist society, labor labor is so expensive. Labor is one of the biggest costs to a company is paying people's wages. So if they can cut down on that bill, it saves them money. So why and their attitude will be like, well, why do I have to pay them 10% of their salary or 20% of their salary on vacation time? We don't have to do that. We don't have to do it by law. You know, it's the same as the minimum wage that hasn't gone up for years. I mean, a lot of companies pay above the minimum wage. Some companies don't because it's a cost expense to them. And then into their, people have it into their brains. Well. Minimum wage was only for college kids working at McDonald's part time. Um, that wasn't the reason why we had a minimum wage. It was designed so that everybody could actually live a minimum lifestyle, and you can't do that no more. But these people still have it in their brains that minimum wage equals minimum labor, minimum effort. And these people argue, well, McDonald's is having kiosks now to get rid of the staff. The problem is this shit's been going on for years because you've got all the car companies using robots. I mean, every company in the world wants to do labor saving divide. Can can do anything to save labor charges and use the machine.
Hmm.
It's been going on for years.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
And that's what they do. It's been going on for years, and it's just save. It's just save.
That's for sure.
Yeah, and and that's the and that's the thing. So, um, have you done any more cooking lately?
Oh, cooking. Yeah, I haven't really done any videos showing me cooking, but
Mhm.
I've been cooking off camera and then just doing these short videos showing what I cooked, what I have already cooked. And so kind of like shorts. I've got them under shorts and they've
Yeah,
been doing pretty good.
yeah. I know it's weird because like I find the shorts on YouTube interesting. I've said this before, but like the YouTube algorithm is kind of interesting, really. So like I can have a short, like one of my shorts got like 6,000 views or something. Give me a second,
Oh,
I'll tell you.
wow.
And it's just and I just use CapCut for just making just for making just making random videos. So look popular. So my biggest short had 7.3K views.
Oh, wow. That's over
My
quite a
second
bit.
big, yeah, and my second biggest one is 5.4K views, and
Hmm.
another one, 4.9, 4.7. So some of them get thousands of views, but then some of them only get a few views, or some of them get like 25 views. It just, it's just weird how the YouTube algorithm works and how some are more, how some are more successful than others. But yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, I enjoy cooking. I mean, I've never really filmed myself cooking. I do enjoy cooking when I get in the mood. When I get in the mood to cook. Um, so like I like cooking. I like,
Mhm.
I like doing some smoking meat on the smoker, cooking ribs on the smoker, burgers on the grill. I like
Mhm.
cooking Yorkshire puddings. I love cooking, prime rib roast dinner, roast lamb with roast potatoes, roast parsnips, vegetables, all that stuff. I love cooking
Mhm.
steaks. I love my steak medium rare. Anybody who wants a steak well done is not a human being. You do not,
Mhm.
you do not you do not cremate a steak,
That's true.
and that's what you definitely don't do.
Mhm.
You definitely don't you definitely don't cremate a steak.
Mhm.
A steak's supposed to be medium. That's my opinion. It's
Yeah,
like prime rib.
exactly. I think it
It's like
tastes
prime rib.
best.
It's like prime rib. Your prime rib's supposed to be pink and stuff. Same as cooking
Mhm.
lamb. I love roast lamb.
Mhm.
Costco, and Sam's Club, really great place for buying lamb from because
Mhm.
it's a lot cheaper than grocery stuff. Oh my god, lamb has this really nice gamey taste with gravy, mint sauce, my Yorkshire puddings, and my roast potatoes.
Mhm.
It's heaven. And then I don't know. I love fish too, but it's kind of hard. And the only I don't like the fish at Long John Silver's. I've had Captain D's. It's all right, but the best fish I've ever had is. Have you ever had of a restaurant called Culver's?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've had them.
Culver's does a really good North Atlantic cod dinner, and
Mhm.
that cod the way they cook the cod and the way it's battered is probably the closest thing I've had that I can get where in the area where I live. That's closest to British fish and chips.
Oh, that
The only
sounds
thing
really good.
the only thing that's missing is mushy peas or curry sauce, but I can buy mushy peas from some certain grocery stores here in a can. Bachelor's mushy peas, the Irish ones, are so good.
Mhm.
Busting girl Bridget, I'm talking about my dinner and I'm talking about my mushy peas. If you're listening, that's busting girl Bridget. She likes to.
Well, there's something that's an old English dish that, and it's in America. They use the term a different way.
Yeah,
It's kind of an offensive term, and I thought it was really funny that it's Mr. Brains. It's
yeah,
in a frozen package. Mr. Brains.
yeah. Mr. Brain, yeah, Mr. Brain, yeah, faggots, yeah, a faggot of
Yeah,
pork, a faggot of pork, a faggots of pork meat, a faggots of pork meatball.
yeah, that's pretty good. That would be nice to be able to make that because I actually think that would actually be pretty good. You know.
Do you know what? You know what's funny? I've never had it before. But I've got a video clip just for you. I've played it before, but it needs playing again. Um, there we
Yeah,
go. Let's have a look. Let me share my. Give me a second. So so this is what this is a bird's eye commercial from England, and it's legit. It's a legit commercial too. So there we go. Let me have a look.
Hello, faggot lovers everywhere. I've a message for you from Birdseye. Birdseye faggots will appeal to your whole family. They've made them with lashings of gravy, but they've gone easy on the spice because kids don't like them too spicy, apparently. Birdseye even suggests that people who don't like faggots could enjoy these. They live in hope. You know, that could be right.
that's pretty good.
Got what it takes, my wife. Got friends round. Got roast pork for lunch. Plenty of taste, British pork. Real.
Oh my god! I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button on left. I'm always doing that.
I'm sure there's a recipe that you can make those. Probably
I'm
make
sure.
those yourself. They actually be pretty good.
I'm sure you could. It'd be interesting with. I mean, I've had pork burger before. I've had lamb burgers before too, and
Mhm.
that's definitely something I like.
Mhm.
I like to try too. But yeah,
Mhm.
I do miss some. I do miss I do miss some of the British food too. I
Mhm.
really do. I really do. Um, like the probably I've not had. I've not had a proper cup of tea since I went to Vegas. and that was in an
Hmm.
Irish bar. I had like Irish breakfast with bachelor's baked beans, bacon, sausage, all that fun stuff. It was really good. But talking about the faggots. You could have where's my bloody? Am I sharing the wrong screen? Oh my god, I'm sharing the wrong screen. Such a professional, so planned. There we go. Let me get this one ready, really quick. There you go. You can have this for dessert too. Spotted dick with custard.
Oh, that's really funny. Yeah.
They sell it over here. It comes in a can. Heinz make it. They used to do they used to do a chocolate one too, but and then there's another one too, and it's called sticky toffee pudding. That's another that's another British classic too.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
And then another British classic I like as well is it is called jam roly poly. And to make it you have to use suet, I believe,
Hmm.
which you don't tend to find over here. It's an
Yeah.
old it's like one of those old fashioned desserts. You can still buy it frozen and put it in the
Hmm.
microwave. But let me see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Jam roly poly. There you go. And this is jam roly poly.
Mm.
Like those spotted dick puddings. You boil them. They're like steam pudding. They're like steam puddings and stuff. But
Yeah.
they use like a soy. It's called soy, and it's like an animal. It's like an animal fat.
Yeah.
So, but you can get the vegetarian version of it too, and it's just like I don't know. It's just like with ice cream or hot custard, and it's just like this old. It's just like this comfort food. It's really good,
Hmm. That sounds good.
and it's stuff like that. I really mean, it's stuff like that. But yeah, yeah, you have to get the soy from England, and I wish I could just. Oh, I would just love to go back and have some of that again too. But yeah, I
That
know
sounds really good. Really good.
yeah, yeah, my last meal I had in England was I got a picture of it somewhere. I just can't find it at the moment. It's on my phone somewhere. It was called a mixed grill, and it was like chips with peas and sausage and chicken with gammon, which is like a pork steak, chicken
Hmm.
and a fried egg. Oh my god, it was good. And then before I let it that was my last proper meal. I mean, at Heathrow Airport when I was flying out to back to the US. Um, I did
Hmm.
have like an English breakfast at the airport. That was all right, but yeah, that was like my last proper meal. And I bought like my whole hand luggage was full of British snacks and chocolate and stuff.
That
Um,
sounds good.
yeah, it's just yeah. I bought a little bit too. I bought a little bit too much chocolate, but people at work wanted to try the British chocolate because I love that.
Hmm.
I miss that British chocolate. The only have you ever been to Aldi?
Yeah, I've been to Aldi.
Aldi's got this German chocolate and it's really good. And
That sounds good.
they sell German and there's one I like. It's called coffee and cream, and then there's another one I like, and it's peanut with cornflake, and it is really good.
That sounds good. I
But
think
yeah,
some
if
of
you
these expensive types of chocolates
yeah
in the grocery stores here, you can get them just like a few of these. They have a little at Kroger. They have the British area of food. Just a
yeah
little
the
bit short
arrows yeah it's like
section.
yeah they're good. If you ever got time to the there's a chocolate bar called Cadbury Whisper, and it's like an arrow, but it's like a tablet bar. It's like a solid chocolate bar
Oh,
with
okay.
arrow. It's really good. But the Aldi chocolate from Germany is really good too. Oh my god, I miss that stuff. I just love to have a whisper. But you can
That
get hold
sounds
of it
really
over
good.
here. You can get hold of it. You just have to go to the right places to find all this international stuff. It's a pain. It's a pain sometimes. Well, everybody, we've been talking
Well,
for 50.
British tea, yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. The British tea, you put milk in the tea, cream in the tea, right?
Yeah. I put milk in it. So like I build the tea with tea bags. Posh people use a teapot. I just put the tea bag in the hot water, let it brew for a little bit, add a couple of sugars and a little tiny bit of milk and stir it in and take the tea bag out, of course. That's it. That's how we drink tea. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. We've been talking for 15 minutes. Joni, thank you for coming up. I really appreciate your time.
Sounds good. Nice to talk to you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Definitely be live soon with more panels and the usual random shit on the Generic Troll channel. And a big thank you to Joni for coming up and doing the interview with me.